Georgia throttled by the Gators, this time 44-28, a game that was wild in the first half for sure. Georgia ripping off a 14-point lead only to see the Gators come back and tie it 14-all. Kyle Trask 30 for 43, 474 yards. 4 touchdowns again with an interception. Georgia's quarterbacks were horrible. 9 of 29, 112 yards for 3.9 yards of play. That's like a rush. 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. So, look, they gave up on the run too early, but there's just no excuse for a program like Georgia to have that sort of play at quarterback. They're going to have to figure something out for the 2021 season. The 2020 season, for all purposes, is done. Florida's not going to lose 2 games, I don't think. And Georgia, this is not good enough at quarterback. I mean, I've given them a lot of leeway and space and so forth in terms of, what is acceptable and what is not. And they don't have, of their number 1 and number 2 guy right now, they don't have someone who can make the other team pay. And, again, Stetson, 5 of 16 for 78 yards with a touchdown and a pick. Mathis, 4 of 13 for 34 yards. I mean, playing quarterback is hard, but it's not that hard that you would complete a third of your passes. And they are in desperate need of a quarterback. I don't know if that's Brock Vandegrift. I don't know if that's Carson Beck. Apparently it is not JT Daniels because he's the number 3. And if you're not in front of these 2 guys right now as a transfer former 5-star player, then you're never going to play at Georgia. Or it's very hard to believe because Kirby said tonight the injuries are not in the way. And trust me, as a person who played sports in college, if there's somebody who's going to play better than you, your coach is going to put them in, period. And that's just how it goes, okay? This is about your job and your career as a coach. So I think, like I said the whole week, this is a good Florida team. They are good. Can they beat Alabama? I don't think so. But they can score with them, which gives them a chance. I think Alabama is the most complete team right now in college football. And, but you have to give – I thought Florida ran it enough, which is not quite 100 yards on the ground, to do what they wanted to do with their other part of their game. I mean, they had almost 600 yards of total offense. It's just way too much. And one reason is because the Georgia offense only had about 270, which is not nearly close to being enough. And yet, in the second half, certainly in the fourth quarter, early in the fourth quarter, Georgia had many opportunities to get the score down to 6. So Kirby's right. Everybody's going to – there's plenty of reason to criticize Kirby Smart, period. And the number one reason why they're in the quarterback situation they're in right now is because of Kirby Smart. But the hire of the offensive coordinator was a good hire. The players are wide open. And the plays are there offensively in the passing game. But this is just not acceptable production in a passing game. And y'all know it. I mean, I don't have to sit here and say it. So the question is, where do you go from here? My suspicion is from here on out, they will, this Georgia program will look for a quarterback, whether it's a transfer or maybe they feel Brock Vandegrift or Carson are good enough to come in and start next year and play. But there is no doubt in my mind that the 2 guys we saw tonight, I just don't see a scenario where they're starting in 2021. I just don't. And it's how it is. I would love for it to have been Stetson. That would have been a great, wonderful story about perseverance. I would have loved for it to have been Dwan Mathis. Let's talk about perseverance. You have a brain cyst removed. But, if you've ever been laid off, if you've ever been fired, if you've ever gone through something traumatic or difficult in your life, you know that the truth is what it is. And it's hard sometimes. But if the program had a different quarterback right now, you'd be talking about a very different product on the field and a very different trajectory for the postseason. Instead, sort of the best case scenario right now is going to Atlanta for the Peach Bowl or maybe the Orange Bowl to play in that game. Or there's no telling really, but it'll probably be the Peach Bowl. So this is just one of those games where Florida's better than Georgia this year, and who will be better next year? I don't know. But tonight it was pretty clear, 44-28. I mean, there's just not a lot of confusion about what happened. And I thought Florida's defense stuck in there enough. They're not elite. You could score on them, but you need better quarterback play. Period. And he didn't have that tonight. And that's why Georgia lost to Florida for the first time since 2016. Dean Legge signing off from Jacksonville. We'll see you over on the website. Thanks for watching, and good luck out there.